Hello, everyone. This is JPO. Today I'm joined with
Christopher!
we are podcast name in brackets.
Oh,
So,
yes, we
Christopher,
are.
how are you doing
How
today?
am I doing? ah, well, yesterday I had a headache and was like sick all day, so I basically didn't exist yesterday.
Nice.
Also, because of snow, I don't have work yesterday and today.
Oh.
Today kind of woke up late and kind of like I don't know if I exist again. At least I feel better,
Yeah.
but it's just like, yeah, I don't know.
It's
So
one of those times where you just have to think.
yeah, kind of. I'm not necessarily mad about it, but it's not making life exciting.
I'm going to be very unprofessional right now and eat while we're recording. So, if you hear any food sounds, that's just me. Don't worry.
So then I will talk about something for a moment that I do want John's thoughts about though. So on Sunday, we talked about this on Sunday, didn't we?
Yeah.
I had a YouTube video that I'm like, yay, I'm gonna release. It got blocked.
Which one got blocked?
The one I posted on Sunday, the Metalhead listens
Oh, the brand new one. Yeah. That got blocked.
Yep.
Mm.
Which was crazy. So I'm gonna go on a spiel for I don't know 3 minutes. All right. So like I know the copyright system stuff on YouTube isn't fun, but also like I also did the video to kind of test things and to see how things are. Because you don't know unless you try. The difficult thing is, once it's up, you expect it to stay up.
Yeah.
And especially the fact that at the end of the day, these reactions are essentially promotions. I'm promoting the content, and the labels are making money off these things. It's not like they're not. Anyways, so last year I was intending to make 2021 a big year for me with YouTube, exactly the way I thought in 2020. And both years that just didn't happen. Obviously, I kind of have a similar mindset this year, not necessarily like as big as I had in my brain, but at least where it's like, I want to be consistent with this. I want to keep my skills fresh. I want to continue doing this. That still genuinely is the case, but this is just discouraging, way more discouraging than it should be. On one end, a reaction like the one I just posted, which is an hour of content. I sat in front of the radio listening to an hour of music. That is definitely way more likely to get blocked, just based upon my experiences with my other videos. Like I just know that for a fact. Like
Yeah.
the multiple pieces of content that are copyrighted within one thing is more likely to get blocked than if I just uploaded the one thing, which is also what I'm going to do. I had it my goal since last year to split up the video and release them individually as well. Basically, essentially double the content, double the views, despite it being the same content. Some people are looking for the specific thing, but not the long form thing. And sometimes it's the other way around. Because here's the funny thing. Initially, the Air 1 video seemed to do just fine. The Caleb video, when I first uploaded it, it initially got blocks, like with the initial upload. And I took care of that, and then I was able to go, and I had no problems since. It was A-okay. The Air 1 video, the initial upload, everything was A-okay. A couple days later, I got a few blocks. I disputed them, went back live. Then a day or two later, one of the disputes was dismissed. And unless I appeal, the video is blocked. But from what I understand, appealing just throws my channel in danger. And
Nobody wants to appeal.
exactly. So I am not doing that. What I would love is I can like have somebody like at these labels I can email and say, hey, be nice to me. I actually asked a few artists that I communicate with, but they weren't able to help me. Unfortunately, I felt like they were the closest, but they weren't. Anyways, this was a different label though, but still, there's actually an artist in mind from that label I'm thinking of contacting. Well, I doubt it's gonna go anywhere though, but it doesn't hurt to try. At the end of the day, this is just so frustrating because I'm seriously considering re-uploading the video.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like after our call.
Okay.
Upload it, schedule it for tomorrow morning, see how that goes, you know?
Yeah.
See if it'll survive this round. I'm not going to upload it a third time.
Okay.
I'm not going to, you know, dry out this dog. At the end of the day, like, I am going to be splitting up this video. I think 7 videos out of this one video. So at least there'll still be some content that will still live, regardless of the long forms version. But this is just upsetting. Like it really derailed my enthusiasm for restarting my channel.
Right.
I didn't need this.
This is the reality of doing reaction videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that copyright isn't always going to work on your side. It's really understanding which companies will let you and which ones won't. Also, very recently, you have to like change your format as you go along. So your video was 1 hour long. Were you playing the full song from the 1 hour?
I do that always. I've never done otherwise.
Yeah.
I rarely pause.
Yeah. Well, one of the safest ways that you can keep your reaction video, of course, is like cutting down your reaction to the bits that have the most conversation to them. Because if you're playing the whole thing, they don't really like that. Because it gives someone else just the option to watch your video instead of watching their music video and listening to their song. Even though, yes, you're promoting it to them, you, in a way, do steal some viewership.
There is also an aspect that they are taking my AdSense money.
Correct.
They're making the money off my video. But if that wasn't the case, I would honestly legitimately be more understanding about this. But just the fact that they're taking my money, I am not a fan. And then not to mention, this is not a new concept. If this was, say, 2015, when I'd say reaction videos were newer.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Labels didn't know what was going on. Honestly, probably the copyright system wasn't even that strong back then. But if you get my gist, like it's just like, okay, new concept. What is this? We're just taking stuff down. Now it is a significant like genre of YouTube.
It is.
Like this should come as no surprise to any label.
Yeah, but like again, I do think they expect to have some cut down of their content, because when the reactions were first starting, you could react to a full episode of something or a full movie and show it. Now they want you to cut it down because you can't really show the full thing. It's technically stealing. It's just that. Really. They define how they want to do their fair use, make it different. It's still something they've not yet fully figured out, but of course the safe bet is just cutting, which you don't really want to do.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, I mean, as much as that is probably the best idea,
Mm.
especially, well, here's the thing, like, you deal with movies and TV shows. I deal
Mm-hmm.
with music. Cutting them are two separate ball games, I feel, because
Mm-hmm.
music has a consistent beat, and I hate watching reaction videos where the because you can't necessarily cut on beat. You
No.
could, but that's just more work, and I don't really see the point in going into all that work for editing a music reaction video. If I was reacting to the whole MCU, yeah, honestly, not only is a movie 2 hours long, some people might want to see it all, but some people
Yeah,
don't.
which is why you have Patreon.
Exactly.
So you can give them your full length unedited version
Hmm.
where you don't have the movie clip. They provide their own.
Hmm.
Which is a good strategy, but like
It
still it's
is.
money.
But yeah, it's just the fact that music is not that editable words. And then
No.
honestly, that's just more work for me. And
Right.
so as I
Music is
would,
much shorter for sure.
yeah, and also, yeah, a song is 3 minutes. What are you gonna make me do? Trim it down to 30 seconds? No. So, like, uh, also thank you for perspective, but also like at the same time, it's kind of not new, and it's still annoying, and it's still just like,
It's a
why?
problem that's been going on since it first started being a genre. Now it's like more prevalent because everyone's doing it. So
And I've said it before, like, I want to branch not away from reaction videos, but to be able to have content in addition to reaction videos.
gotcha.
Because I know I can't live on reaction videos,
Mm-hmm.
but whether that's me financially, but more or less, I'm thinking my YouTube channel. I mean, I could, but honestly, I don't want to, because really the name of the channel is Christopher164, so it's revolving around me, not
Mm-hmm.
me listening to things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to diversify my content, but the thing is, just right now, like, just kind of get things going. Again, it's just easier content. Reactions, just easier content. So that's just
Yeah.
the ball game right now. But it's just,
You could get so much views, but it's just by watching the films you're watching.
it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, again, it's awesome to gain an audience that way. But
Mm-hmm. Which is a transition.
oh, you're okay, cutting me off. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, transition to you have watched some more films.
A few more.
Yes.
Yeah, just to end that, YouTube, I'm pissed. I don't know what to do because I need to either press on or rethink, or I have no idea. Anyways, I went ahead and watched Deadpool and Once Upon a Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone seems to love these movies. I think it was another Logan situation. Everyone loves Logan. So my bar was so high.
Yeah, sure.
And so same with Deadpool. Everyone loves the Deadpool movie. So my bar was so high. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna love it. I love stupid humor like this, and that scene of breaking fourth wall is gonna be amazing. And yeah, there are elements where it is great. It's great to have a movie where it's like breaking the fourth wall, mentioning the two different actors, professors, and such. Like, I love that. That's great. But at the same time, like, I wasn't in love with it.
Right. Yeah.
I guess the best word I'll describe it is charming, which is not the first word you'd say about Deadpool, right? If you know what I mean. But
Yeah, of course.
the concept is charming. They work enough for movies that they are popular,
Hmm.
but they don't work for me, I
Yeah.
guess. Or it's again maybe another Logan situation where I watch it a second time and I'd appreciate it more, but I kind of doubt it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't love the Deadpool films. Like I said to you earlier, I like that they got made because there was this whole history after the Wolverine Origins films about a Deadpool movie. On and off, Ryan Reynolds was so for it, but it wasn't working until one year we had some leaked test footage when they were about to cancel the project. Everyone loved it. They went crazy for it, and the project came back, and we finally got the movie.
Wow.
And yeah, I guess like part of the reason why it's so beloved is because it feels like something that they've earned, like waiting for it so much, and like they helped get that movie series to come. But yeah, it's also because I guess Deadpool is such a different character. Um, and at that point, you didn't really see a lot of superhero movies go as graphic as Deadpool did. So for gore graphic people, they like that kind of stuff.
True.
Um, I like a lot of the fourth wall jokes and some witty humor, but most of it was not my style.
I'm really excited to see Deadpool as a supporting character in future movies. Because that's going to be a lot of fun. Again, just a breaking the fourth wall, off the wall humor, like that's fun. Like if they can do it well, I'm really excited. But also thinking about it, I'm kind of realizing I'm also not a huge fan of Ryan Reynolds' delivery sometimes. Yeah. I feel like I would also need to swallow some of that to appreciate it more. But my point still stands regardless.
Yeah, Ryan has the charismaticness to play the character and the wittiness. So yeah,
I mean, he's good at it.
He's
it's
good.
Just...
Some lines you can take it or leave it, but for the most part, he's a good choice. My favorite part about Deadpool specifically was the advertisements for Deadpool. Because, especially for the first one, they spent just as much money on the film itself to actually advertise it. And their advertisement went like all out. On YouTube, there was like these Deadpool shorts and stuff. Just some random things where Deadpool will appear somewhere. Especially with Deadpool 2, all of Fox's movies on DVD, they replaced the covers with Deadpool on them to promote the film.
That's cool.
So like you'd have like I don't know, Fox movie, and they have like this similar movie poster, but they like switch it up to look more like Deadpool. And it was pretty neat. That's my favorite part about Deadpool in general. It's just the advertisement. I could care less about the film, but like the promotion for the movies they're fun.
I need to see that.
I'll show you some stuff.
Okay, please do.
I'll send it to you.
Wait,
You can find
please
most
do.
of them on Ryan Reynolds' channel. But yeah,
Okay.
there's one where he does a spoof of like the MCU 10th anniversary thing. We're like going through the different phases, and he talks about the different phases of Deadpool. Phase 1, X-Men Origins. Didn't go too well.
I love the little joke of I'm gonna try to shut my mouth. People won't be happy about that or something. It's a cute little joke.
Mm. Yeah, I mean they tear into that film in the movies. Funny. So anyway, how are you doing, Christopher?
Existing.
Yeah, that's
I don't
nice.
mean that in a bad way, but not in a positive way either. I am probably just disconnected. I don't know if it's from myself or myself emotionally. I don't know.
Yeah, the weather's not helping.
The weather's not helping. I mean, I'm so thankful I'm having these days off. So nice, but yeah, weather's not helping.
Yeah, I have extra work because someone got sick, and so we're covering for them. But you know, I get to do my job, but it's also like, oh, I didn't want to do it for this thing, but okay.
Yeah, I get that. How's your score coming along?
I mean, I'm mostly on top.
Good.
Mostly.
That's what we mostly like to hear.
Yeah. I want to like go out on the DG classes, but like the theater classes are holding me back so much.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I could do this. I got a paper to write for this other class.
Yeah. I get that. If that. So I've had this idea. I might have mentioned it to you before, but what if we did 8-week classes instead? Say we did 2 classes for 8 weeks, and then another 2 classes for 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Or semester.
I would not like that, but okay.
My thought about that is that it gives you more time to zone in into a specific class, and you have less classes to juggle, despite it being twice the work in that class. And then also, here's the thing: by the time you hit week 12, you're done with the class. Like, you're bored. You don't want to be there anymore. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Those are my thoughts. I mean, that would be a hard thing to execute, honestly.
It would
But I think some classes just should be 8 weeks. Some classes don't need to spend all 16 weeks.
be. Yeah. For sure. So, the journey of my Clone Wars
Yeah.
research
Has ended.
Yeah. Because, like, Clone Wars has 133 episodes. And, like, I was going through, like, nitpicking everything. It's like, okay. For, like, probably the best viewing you can get, 53 episodes. And I'm like, I was proud of that number. I'm like, yeah, 53. That's pretty good. I took away so much. And I gave you that number, and you were like, so you could bring that down even further? And I was like, oh.
Because here's the thing: if we're gonna watch a third of the series, we might as well just watch it.
Yeah, I get you.
Like, I appreciate.
And so, like,
the
really thinking through the time to do this, it's like we don't really have the time.
Yeah, if we were in the same, living in the same place, city at least.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, then honestly, I'd go through the whole darn thing.
Mm-hmm. So,
but I'm not.
We're not going through the Clone Wars show, which is a bummer. But hey, at least one day we can get to it.
I figured if we have enough time, we could probably do the movie. Like, afterwards.
Yeah, the movie. But then, like, you'll be like, okay, but now I want to see the show because I want to know what's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then we call each other every day and watch
Yeah.
an episode. And that's a way to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
You whet my appetite while you're
there's
here.
still hope for us to watch the show.
Yeah,
but, like,
just
not
not the
in
way
person.
we hoped.
Not the way we hoped.
It's at least a way.
Yes. And I have to call you and watch episodes. That way.
Okay.
Like, that's our way of doing it.
Yeah.
Don't you be pesky. I have a method.
Well, I was going to bring up some challenges, but we'll talk about that when we get there, I feel.
Challenges.
Do you want me to mention them?
Go ahead.
The fact that I use my speakers, you probably would
That's
prefer me to
fine.
be on headphones.
That's fine.
You're sure?
If you're on speakers, it really helps me sync up my side of the episode.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sweet.
So
and that works.
no,
I guess.
no big problem. I'm used to syncing with speakers.
Okay. Gotcha. I didn't want that to hinder your experience, but then again, you've probably seen the show twice.
My experience has been years. I know these episodes.
Okay.
I know what's happened in them.
Okay. Yes, John. Yes, John.
Yes. And if like the last episode of the Book of Boba Fett means anything, you have to watch the show.
Okay. So how was episode 6?
It was fantastic. It was amazing. Had nothing to do with Boba Fett, but it was an amazing episode.
I saw a tweet that said, "Breaking: Boba Fett expected to cameo in the last episode of Book of Boba Fett."
Which is true. Like, he wasn't in episode 5 at all. He was only in this episode for 60 seconds. He didn't speak at all. Everything in that episode was amazing. But
what is this show?
See, people are convinced that the show isn't really about Boba Fett. It's more like an in-between for Mandalorian Season 3. That this stuff needs to happen for some reason. I don't know.
It's just like the Loki show, but better?
I don't know what you mean by the Loki show.
Well, at the very least, Loki is titled character, but the show has nothing to do about him. If you know what I mean.
Most of the show has to do with him.
Loki or Boba Fett?
Boba Fett.
Okay.
But the past couple of episodes, they like moved away so they can do some of their other stuff. Now we're in the last episode this next week, and so we're gonna hopefully we get a long episode because we need it. There's so many characters.
See, this is what scares me about Star Wars. It's
don't worry about it. That's. Don't worry about it. Don't be scared. It's a good thing.
I'm so glad I got into the MCU before there were like 20 Disney Plus shows. But then again, like Marvel's timeline is easier.
Star Wars will get confusing for new people who don't have a guide. Like, it's already confusing for some with The Mandalorian. With like a couple.
Okay, when does The Mandalorian happen?
5 years after episode 6.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's a bit of a relief. I thought it was going to be wedged in between some of the first 6 movies, but no, if it's after episode 6, then that's better.
Yeah, it's like it's much later, but they're like calling back to much older stuff, which is like, whoa, cool. Mm-hmm. Not many people will know this if they haven't seen this, but cool.
What would you want to do when you're here? Watch the Clone Wars movie or start Mandalorian?
Heck no on Mandalorian. No, you can't do that.
Wait, what is going on, John?
See, Mandalorian, you need some context given from the Clone Wars and Rebels. That's very important. I know. You may not think it's important, but trust me, it is. Especially when you get to season 2.
Why did I invite you out here?
It's okay. We're not watching that yet. Like, that's you can wait a couple years to watch that stuff. Right now, we're just focusing on the main movies, maybe some Clone Wars.
But I also hate we're doing Clone Wars out of order.
Well, we're doing Clone Wars in order, actually. Oh, like chronologically out of order.
Yeah.
You can watch the movies on your own time. Watch them again on your own time, and then we'll get to that. I don't know.
Maybe. Ugh.
It's okay. It might help. I don't know.
Honestly, maybe let's just do the movies except for the Clone Wars movie. Then let me go through the Marvel crap a third time. And then I go through Star Wars a, quote, second time in chronological order.
I mean, you don't need to do that, but okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't. But I
So,
overstress and overthink about these things.
Don't overthink it. Really, like, Clone Wars, I feel, is a benefit to add layers.
Right.
But it's also, like, a lot of this stuff is... Some people know because they've already seen all the movies, and, like, there's references to those you wouldn't really get if you didn't see those movies. But it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Let me think. I guess it also depends how much I enjoy the movies. So I guess partially let's watch the movies, see how I like them, and go from there.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, as much as I am a bit of a snob, I do want to like these, you know?
Sure, yeah.
Like, it is fun to crap on things, but it's also fun to enjoy things. I want to like them.
Crap on things, all right.
But, yeah, it just...
Yeah, I also suggested, as a compromise, to watch the 2003 Clone Wars thing.
Wait, what is that? Is that the movie?
No, it's not the movie.
What is this?
So, in 2003...
John!
They made a Clone Wars TV show, 2D animated, much shorter though, to fill in the gap between the second and third movie. This was during that time period when the films were coming out. It's not canon at all, but the Clone Wars that we see takes a lot of character designs from that show, and we see some characters originated from that show in the other show. So in total, it's like 2 hours long. You asked if it has anything to do with the grand schema, and it's like it's hard to answer because it's like, well, it's not canon, so not really, but it's something. It doesn't really. It's mostly like an action piece. It doesn't really have much character in it, so that's fine. This is like a deep cut. Like you'd have to like really want to see it, but because like you were concerned about time, I was like, you could put this. Like at least you can get some context. Not that great, but something. Look at you. You're so stressed out.
Yeah, I am.
Don't worry about it.
I'm trying not to.
Don't worry about it.
It's just new, weird, different.
It's fun if we don't. Like, really, I don't care. But, like, I suggested it because, I don't know.
I think it'll be less stressful if we don't.
That's fine. That's fine. You don't need to. I just put it out there.
I was about to just take back my whole I want to watch Star Wars thing. It's like that close. The whole timeline thing is just like it shouldn't be that overwhelming, but it kind of is.
I mean, hey, at least you're getting into it when we have new canon instead of the old stuff, because the old stuff is very convoluted. That was for sure.
Is this supposed to comfort me?
Yes.
But I thought new canon is to hell with old canon.
I mean, yes, but like, no, what I'm saying is like, you should be happy that you don't have to deal with 30 years of extra stuff, and we just have like this new stuff. It's very limited, you know? I can tell you things. I don't have to show you anything, but I can tell you things. The Old Republic is one of them.
That's a video game thing?
That was a video game thing. Honestly, it's one of the best Star Wars things out there, but you know, it's fine.
Is that the game where you like wander around in a ship for like an hour doing nothing, trying to get you to the underground world thing?
I don't think so.
No? Some friend showed me that.
Oh. I mean, it should not take an hour. They were probably bad players. But
no, he was like, he's played the game before and he replays the game all the time, so he just like exploring, I guess. I don't know.
Depends which game.
I don't remember which game it was.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's just like the time period is neat. But don't worry about that. That's not canon anymore.
So why are you going to show it to me?
Because it's just like not the actual thing itself. There's like some cool cinematic clips that they released that were just so epic. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. That's not a high priority.
I hate how excited you are. And I'm not going to lie, I do hate how nervous I am, but also I like it at the same time.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm here to guide you through it. I've been preparing my whole life for this. I spent years like developing lists on how to do this, thinking it through. I can get you through this. No problem. I'll even take you the easy route. There's some cool behind the scenes stuff to talk about too. Oh, yes, there's that. Were you at all interested on some behind the scenes?
I mean, in general, I do like behind the scenes stuff.
Because there's a really nice behind the scenes for the original 3 movies.
I
really
bet.
Nice. Yeah, I love it. I grew up on that. I watched it all the time. So,
honestly, you could argue that the behind the scenes stuff for the older stuff is more fascinating for newer stuff.
It is. Really fascinating. Even though the new stuff is cool too, but
I bet
they didn't make this type of film for them. So
right. And I mean, hey, like legitimately, the behind the scenes of the CGI and green screen is fascinating, but the fact that the old stuff, a lot of it was practical, or probably I don't know how much for the first one was.
There was no CGI edited back then.
Yeah, but like how did you do the lights for the lightsabers back then? Like the little clips I've seen, like they look terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they had to do it somehow. But regardless, that just makes those more fascinating to that degree, Yeah. Like, it's like, how did you do that?
Yeah. I'm giddy. I can't wait. It's a 15-hour drive, but I'm excited. This has been a long time coming, Christopher, since I first met you.
Oh, Lord.
Like, I never thought I'd see the day come.
I can't believe I'm consenting.
It's okay. You're consenting to me. That's all that matters. That's a quote.
I didn't.
I'm not gonna put it up, but there's a quote.
Okay.
Yeah, there was also like Rogue One and some Solo that I was talking about.
You said Rogue One leads into the prequel. Sorry, the original trilogy.
It does, yes. And I was saying no to Solo because like you need to watch stuff beforehand, but that's only one scene of the film. You can watch most of the film except for one scene, and you'd still be fine with the film. But don't worry about that. We don't have to do that then. We can just save it for another time. Just go to Rogue One.
Is there anything before the prequel series?
Nothing officially released. There's books, but we don't need books. They're not going to add to anything. Other than that, the Old Republic would have been the before thing, but that's not at all necessary for the prequels. So no, we're good. Prequels is by itself. Because like those books are like hundreds of years before the actual event of the prequel, so there's nothing that's really needed to lead into them. Besides anything I just say in person. So we're good. That's fine. Don't stress out too much.
Try not to.
Don't. No stress, boy.
I can't believe this stuff even makes sense eventually.
Makes sense. I'm hoping that once we get to the Book of Boba Fett, we'll be excited to see stuff. I doubt it.
Why do you doubt it?
I don't know. You're kind of a different reactor than I am.
I am a different reactor.
So, like, this last episode, for, like, the most memorable part of the episode, I was reactive. I was expressive. I was gasping, holding my mouth, leaning into my phone. You know how often that happens?
Never.
Never. So you can tell how good that is to me. Man. Someone should have been filming me.
Yeah.
That could have been a video.
It could have been.
Mm-hmm.
So Boba Fett started off weak and then turned good.
See, that's a casual view of it. I wouldn't say it started off weak. I wouldn't say it started out strong. I'd say it was fine. It was good. This just blew it out of the water. This is where all their budget went. And I'm really looking forward to next week. People are gonna die, but that's for another time.
So, do you think they're gonna attempt to make the sequel trilogy work?
One day, right now they're setting up their own little storyline with their own major plot, their own MCU build up. But one day they'll try to tackle the sequels again. They probably need some time for them to think it through. But we'll get there.
Which is worse, the last season of Game of Thrones or the sequel trilogy?
See,
I know they're different. Just talk about it the way you wanna.
I would say the sequels are worse.
Really?
I have to explain it because even though, yeah, the last season of Game of Thrones is bad, conceptually, all the stuff that they presented was great. They just didn't spend the time to do it. Versus the sequels were disconnected and chaotic at times.
Dark Phoenix level?
So really, the last season of Game of Thrones is more equivalent to the prequels. In that the prequels, conceptually, the themes and stuff are all great. The execution, debatable. So there you go. But that's just right now. We'll see if it gets better. I'm just hurt.
Because that's a lot of trying to make up for what they screwed up.
Sure.
You know?
I mean, people will say they didn't even screw up, but
how did they not?
It's a matter of opinion, really. That's where the great divide comes in, where it's not as fun to be a Star Wars fan.
Mm-hmm.
But don't worry about that.
I am.
Don't care about the fandom at all. Just watch it for yourself. No one else.
I don't even really want to watch it for myself.
Then watch it
just
for me. No one else. Just
I think there's an aspect where I want to be proven wrong.
Okay.
I want to say this is better than I thought it was going to be. Kind of just like with Marvel. Marvel really turned me around. It's like, oh, I've been crapping on this, and it really shows. I didn't even give it a chance.
But it's part of film history.
Yeah, well, just because it's history doesn't mean it's good.
Right, but still.
I will admit, there's also a part of me that is hoping that Star Wars will suck. Because I don't think I've met anyone that's kind of false. Because here's the thing: the people who don't seem to like Star Wars have never really tried Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
So I've talked to enough people where it's like, oh yeah, I watched like a movie and a half and it didn't capture my interest. Like that's fair, that is. But at the same time, you didn't watch them. You know what I mean? If you only watched a movie and a half. Because I don't know anyone who's like, yeah, I've watched all of Star Wars and they suck. And not saying I want to be that person, but I also, sounds terrible of me to say, but also kind of hope it sucks. But also I want them to be good. Like you know what I mean? I guess I hate the thought of getting caught up in something else. No?
Okay.
How do you feel about me, John?
You wanting it to suck? I mean, in a way, that's lowering your expectations.
That is true.
But you're also, the films have probably definitely been overhyped for you all your life.
I believe that too.
So we'll see. We'll see. It's a different generation.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You're a different lad.
Because I think we've established before, the MCU appeals to me.
Yeah.
It legitimately does.
Mhm.
Like, as much as, yeah, there are some things, choices, styles, formulas, I don't know whether I've repeated or not, that get old and it appeals to me.
Right.
Star Wars is a different breed. How much I do know.
Hmm. Just take your deep breaths. Don't even need to think about it until I come there.
Yeah, John, what all I do when I talk to you is think about it. So
That's fine.
no more episodes until John comes over.
Yeah, you're making me lose pennies there.
Okay, John. Then if that's the case, what should we talk about now to stop making me stress the heck out about all this?
I don't know.
Exactly. I'm kind of kidding.
You're kind of kidding. But yeah, Star Wars. That's the thing.
I will say what you just said about both the lowering of expectations and also the fact that it's been overhyped. Those are two things I didn't really realize, but the me lowering my expectations, that's good. But the fact that yes, everyone seems to love Star Wars, like I'm expecting it not to live up to that.
Yeah.
Because at least the thing is with the MCU is that it felt more like people were hyped about Infinity War and Endgame. I didn't hear people talk about the other movies. You know what I mean? Now, granted, with Star Wars, I hear people crapping on the sequel trilogy. I don't really hear them talk much about the others.
I'm
But
tired of all the crapping on the sequel stuff. Like, I've been through it so long now.
yeah,
I'm tired of it.
I get that.
It's it's not even an engaging argument anymore. It's just like
Yeah,
they suck.
yeah. Just like if people want to be mad, they have something to be mad about.
Yeah, I'm tired of being mad at it, so I just don't care.
Yeah. But again, like Star Wars has felt cohesive in
Hmm.
conversation to me in comparison to the MCU.
Most people have watched Star Wars when they were little,
Hmm.
so that could be one thing where all the hype comes from.
Wow, that's another thing. Because we were talking, because
Nostalgia.
this goes back into the Maguire thing where I feel like nostalgia has blinded people. And have I warmed up more to the Maguire movies since first time watching them? Yes. And has No Way Home helped with that? Honestly, yes. But I still don't think they're as amazing as people say they are, which hurts you. I know, and hurts many.
um, I mean, I'm fine with it. You know, I've been hearing that Maguire was bad for a long time.
Really?
Yeah,
Because again, I guess the
because
thing
like
I've always
because
heard,
like
everyone loves
memes
Maguire and
when
everyone
memes
hates
started
Garfield.
rising, like Maguire stuff became memes, essentially.
Uh-huh.
But I love it because reasons I said so many episodes ago. Uh, so yeah, it's that. You watched X-Men. Congrats.
New Mutants.
Who cares?
But yeah. No, I'm glad I watched the X-Men movies. I was hesitant, but I felt like it'd be good.
You'd be good.
And it did.
So My Little Pony.
It's gone from Netflix.
No.
What?
So half of their seasons are gone. The first few seasons are there. The later half of their seasons are gone. At least I have something, but it's like it's still
That's weird.
it.
Why are the different seasons licensed differently?
I'm gonna. Here's my guess. The first four seasons were originally produced by a network called The Hub, which changed to Discovery Family when season 5 started.
Discovery, as in.
Yes. Yes. And so season 5 and on has been from that network. So maybe the two
That makes
networks
sense.
are different. It's also just like the first 4 seasons in general have been connected to each other. Because I think a few years back, the first 4 seasons were taken off for like a month. And then brought back. Well, we had like a couple later seasons. I know in South America, like the first 4 seasons were the main thing, but to be fair, they were the only seasons at the time. So it's not really saying much. But yeah. I'm really mainly sad about losing season 5 because that's my favorite. So, hey, it's okay. It's not like I'm watching it. But I like the option.
My apologies, John. I'm just stressed. I
That's
cannot
okay.
believe how stressed I've been.
It's okay. We'll send the.
Are you trying to connect me to my emotional self? Is this your plan all along?
You know, see, my plan is to make you vulnerable with your emotional self. And that gives the opportunity for the Holy Spirit to come in and build you back up. That's my plan. Is it working?
I don't know.
Well, tell me in a few days if it's working.
Okay.
La 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 la. All right, I think we're like out of topics at this point.
Yeah, I'm done for an episode.
Let's make this a shorter episode.
Let's make this a normal length episode.
A normal length episode. Yeah. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.